Hello, and welcome to this video on the bonsai forms which will become standard in future videos. The main forms or designs of future bonsai videos will be on the formal upright, informal upright, cascade, semi-cascade, forest, and raft. Formal uprights are very common as far as bonsai goes. This style often occurs in nature, especially when trees are exposed to a lot of light and have the opportunity for vigorous growth. For this style, it is generally characterized by a tapering trunk starting at a very broad base, and then gradually becomes more and more delicate as it reaches the top. About a quarter of the total length of the trunk should branch, and the top of the tree should be formed by a single branch. Next are the informal upright styles. These are common in both nature and in the art of bonsai. The trunk grows relatively straight at first, and then eventually develops curves. This occurs every time a branch develops and reaches out from the main trunk. As with the formal upright, it tapers as it reaches the top. And there must be a clear branch at the very top and a clear branch at the very base to delineate where it begins and ends. There is a much higher proportionality in the informal upright than there is in the formal upright, as the trunk tends to be far more visible, and as a consequence, this ratio is important for realism and artistic flair. The next style is a cascade. This attempts to reflect nature in the way trees often become deformed and maltreated by nature and the environment in which it grows. This can be due to events like snow, landslides, or flooding, which alter the shape of the tree in a significant way. These can cause the tree to grow downwards, and this is what cascades represent. With bonsai, it is difficult to maintain a downward growth pattern due to the constant need to trim and reform the tree. Cascade bonsai are planted in tall pots to recreate this effect in many ways, and the tree should grow upright for a small portion of this, reflective of the natural style of a tree to reach towards light. The crown of the tree gradually grows above the rim of the pot. This creates a cloud-like effect, and the subsequent branches and the primary trunk follow down the pot in a relatively straight way heading towards the bottom. This is as opposed to the form of a semi-cascade. It does however retain the form of an informal upright, simply inverted, in that the trunk continues to move and create a curvature. Branches should grow out and create pads. Next are the semi-cascades. Semi-cascades are very similar to a cascade and an informal upright, except they do not continue to go down the entire length of the pot, but rather form much wider, sweeping areas of growth. Much like the informal upright, they have a wider curvature. This wider curvature is maintained at a level, and then it drops again, and could in a way be described as similar to a step. The semi-cascade style is found in nature, on cliffs particularly. The trunk grows upright for a short section, and then proceeds to go down once more. However, it will never go below the bottom of the pot, and the crown is usually above the top of the pot. The final style likely to make a regular appearance in the future is a raft. A raft is more or less a recreation of a tree which has fallen over, and all the branches which would have grown out to the side of the tree now form their own trunks and grow upwards once more, meaning there's a commonality in a main trunk which eventually becomes a main root connecting all of the upright growing trees once more. They will also be genetically identical, as they are exactly the same plant, simply growing up. This recreates what is seen in trees that are being knocked over and continue to grow, either through landslide or flooding. The old root system provides the branches with enough to continue their growth up, and eventually these take over and form their own tree, their own branching. This results in an increased influx of nutrients, and these new trunks contribute to a single colony, and it is very much like what is seen with mushrooms. This list is a short selection of styles that will appear regularly in the future, or will be the desired result of work seen in future videos. The other types of trees include forests, slanting, windswept, literati, double trunk, rock style, broom style, and more is recognized by most textbooks. There are more styles again which vary greatly from the accepted or recognized bonsai styles, And in reality, very few people should be limited to only that which is accepted, and it is very much what is aesthetically pleasing as to how you design and style a tree, assuming you can work within the limitations of the tree itself and the available materials and methods. Thank you for watching this video. Please post any comments, questions, or suggestions you may have below.